That's a good spot.
What's going on? Doing good. Yeah, just gonna turn this mic on. I say some crazy shit. Just be talking to myself too.
Be talking.
I'm my favorite person to talk to. Thank you.
I like doing that sometimes. Why not, right?
It's like the only child in me. So I love talking to myself. I listen. I know what I'm saying.
Oh, are you an only child? That's cool.
You can't
man.
tell.
That's cool.
You can't tell.
That's cool. But you're not sexual, man.
I know. I just don't like sharing. That's
Really?
for
I can't see that.
I'm so sweet and so kind, but I will not share. Terry asked me to share my Coke with him. I tell him to get a life.
You always like you always like giving.
Yeah, I guess if they're nice enough.
Sam, would you like one of these?
Why
I
not?
got
Thank
three.
you, my
I
friend.
don't
Thank
need.
you.
I'll
Thank
take-
you.
Now I still have two, so that's.
All right.
I figure two is enough, right?
That's enough.
It
All
was
right.
gift
I'm sure somebody's gonna
chargers.
need. Thank you.
I am a person who gives away charges. I'm that kind of person.
Mr. Dodson, it's so good. I'm so blessed. Like literally,
How you doing?
it's been so good, especially after the kind of few years it's been. Just being on the other side of it. I know it can't be rainbows and butterflies forever, but compared to what I've been through, it is right. And I'm okay with that. Still got litigation, but that's okay.
It'll be okay.
I got them coming out tomorrow. Trying to get that property line settled out between the neighbor behind me that my grandfather and great uncle never did.
I mean, this doesn't really make, all we're doing is voting to accept the petition. This isn't a vote on the annexation.
It's not on the ballot.
Yeah,
This
so
is
you're,
just saying like we will hear you.
yeah,
We will
it's,
give the
you
permission.
know, you're not,
Okay.
Okay.
it's not gonna be critical.
You feel comfortable with them?
I'm sure that's not what it's sent on the post.
And the son will be octopuses escape from Douglasville Zoo,
I hope it's your picture though. I hope it's not mine.
even though they have no idea where that came from. But that'll be the headline.
Trying to run. I'm not running. Oh.
Hey, here's two for sure. I'm
Okay.
waiting to hear back from one of my neighbors, so like I still have more, but I just like I usually have like a last minute be like, oh, do you have a ticket?
Yeah,
So,
I get you.
but obviously like there's yeah.
That's fine.
Or do you just invite the whole neighborhood?
No,
I don't even know what
Gene
this guy
asked me for
does.
some tickets.
All right.
Do you still
For trivia?
And she said, yeah, for bingo or trivia.
Oh yeah. Oh well, no, that's
I
cool.
just,
That's
I
cool.
said, sure.
Do you need more? Because I got two left.
Yeah. Yeah, because she said, I'd love 2 or 4. So-
Yeah.
And then Peggy said, I want some too. And I'm like, so that's perfect.
We'll
All
start
right.
start there.
Thank you.
Oh my God, thank you.
No, but I heard UCLA put it on.
UCLA had that big tall girl, and she's up at the Blue. She good. That big tall girl, UCLA is awesome.
Yeah, but she beat my girl Dawn.
Duh.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
You got both of them, right? Because you need more. I didn't have you.
That's my man. Just Saturday and Sunday. No. Just see if Becky's fans.
It's not all. They wanna go against taxes and things like that. To the city, and it's not home. They do. We stopped here on the way out, but not on the way back.
What's that what you want?
All right, next time I go. I'll bring you one back.
Poster up there or something.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. There's no, because you're not trapped.
Right. We'll call to order the City of Douglasville's City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is Monday, April the 6th, 2026. Our invocation will be done by Associate Pastor Andrew Dickerson of First Presbyterian Church of Douglasville. And then we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, City Council Member Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
As you are able, please join me in prayer. Gracious God, we thank you for the gift of this day, for the season of spring and the new life that we see and hear around us. We thank you for these reminders of your love, grace, goodness, and faithfulness. On this Easter Monday and during the season of Passover, we also remember the themes of service and sacrifice and how these things are necessary in bringing prophetic hope and newness of life into the present. We thank you for health and strength to gather here today and for the opportunity to serve our city and its constituents. We pray for the council meeting this evening, for Mayor Robinson, Mayor Pro Tem Miller, and the councillors who work with them. We remember the various departments that serve our community and their staff members. Help them and guide them, that they may find meaning in their work and joy in their labors. We thank you for all the individuals, groups, businesses, charities, faith-based organizations that make up our city. Help us recognize and value the role we all have in making Douglasville a community we can learn, grow, and flourish. Empower us with your goodness. Help us to listen well and see clearly, that we may know your will and walk in your way for the well-being of all who reside within our city limits. It's in your holy name we pray. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for leading us in the pledge, and thank you so much, Pastor Dickerson. We really appreciate your invocation and prayers, and happy Easter Monday. I know it was a busy week for Holy Week, and a lot going on at the church, so we appreciate you coming in. Yes, sir. Thank you. My name's Rochelle Robinson. I'm mayor of the city of Douglasville. I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville regular voting meeting. This is a council meeting where agenda items that were discussed last Thursday, official action will be taken on those items this evening. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, that's on the agendas that are printed outside or that you can follow us on the top on the screen, there will be ample time under the agenda items, comments from citizens and delegates for you to discuss your business. We'll go over a few protocol items before the meeting begins. And if you have any questions, hopefully they'll be answered by the time I finish with these opening comments. I ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You will receive a warning from the chair. If you deviate from that requirement, a second deviation will result in a request for you to leave the chambers this evening. Only one person speaking at a time. When you come to the podium, please address all of your comments and concerns to the chair or to myself, who's ever leading that particular agenda item. We ask that you please not turn around and talk to the audience, clap, carry on a conversation, but just focus all of your attention on myself or council members and when you're directing your concerns. We're only required to accept public comments during the required public hearings, and we're not required to accept public comments on other items before the council. If you have a cell phone, like we just heard, a cell phone or electronic device, we ask that you please put those in silent mode or turn those off until after the meeting so they will not be disruptive. Now, I will go through the agenda items and how the council will go this evening, the order that we'll take as we go through this regular meeting, voting meeting, and after that, we'll get started. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item. That person representing that agenda item or applicant will make his or her presentation. Myself and council members will possibly ask clarifying questions of the applicant to seek more information before we make our decision and vote this evening. Because these items were discussed on Thursday night, our legislative work session, we will not take questions or comments regarding each item during the meeting unless we have some clarity to receive from the applicant. Tonight is a voting meeting, and we will either move to approve the item, deny, or take no action, or table the item. Prior to approaching the podium, fill out a speaker sign-in form, please, and it's outside on the table. When you come to the podium, give that speaker form, that's your speaker form, to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, to my right. When you come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and then you have 5 minutes to talk to us about any business germane to the city of Douglasville that's on the agenda. If it's not on the agenda, then come for comments from citizens and delegates. This is not a question, answer, or debate format. We're here to hear the information, deliberate, and make our decisions. If you have printed materials, please give that to the city clerk as well. That's a whole lot of instructions and information. Hopefully, we're all on the same page, and we can move on with the meeting. Again, we do have the agendas that are printed outside on the desk, or you can follow us on the screen. So now we are at item number 5, which is approval of the minutes of the agenda. I apologize. So item 5, I open the floor for adoption of the regular meeting agenda for April 6, 2026.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. I have a motion to approve. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second, moved by Councilmember Estes, second by Mayor Pro Tem to approve the adoption of the regular meeting for tonight, which is item 26-087. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns from council? I don't hear any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 26-087 is unanimously approved. Now we'll move on to the minutes. God bless you. Minutes of the February 26th, 2026 committees, legislative, and work session, and the minutes of March 2nd, 2026 regular meeting, which is item 26-086. Thank you, Councilman Watts. We have a motion to approve. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second, moved by Councilman Watts and second by Councilmember Estes to approve the minutes. Do we have any questions, concerns, comments, any corrections to the minutes from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving item 26-086, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 26-086 is unanimously approved. We're at item number 7, which is the consent agenda. I will open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved in second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Do we have any concerns, questions, or comments from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda is approved. We're at item number 8. Economic Development Committee, chaired by Mayor Pro Tem City Councilmember Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business this evening under the Economic Development Committee.
Thank you, sir. Finance Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in finance.
Thank you, sir. Housing and Community Affairs Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Elena Hudson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Housing and Community Affairs Committee this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee, chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We'll move on then to item number 12, which is Personnel and Organization Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Personnel and Organization Committee has no business this evening.
Thank you so much, Councilman Estes. We'll move on now then to item number 13, Planning and Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
Okay, yes, ma'am, we do have a couple of items this evening. Our first is item number 26-077. Says to consider a request for a change in zoning from Office Industrial District to General Commercial District for 2.26 acres located at 950 Bob Arnold Boulevard in Land Lot 678, District 18, Section 2, Parcel ID 0008, application by Sams, Larkin, and Huff. And Ms. Tubbs is going to go over this with us.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Chelsea Tubbs, 6758 Spring Street, Planning and Zoning Administrator. I have no updates for this item on staff's end, but we do have some further discussion on it from the applicant regarding the transition for the current residents of the senior facility.
Okay. Hello. If you can please give us your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Parks Huff with Sams, Larkin, and Huff, and I represent the applicant. You saw my partner. If you're looking like, I don't look like the person that was here last time. That was my partner, Joe Larkin, and he's we had conflicting meetings tonight, so I'm standing in his stead. We've worked with your staff who had a recommendation on proposed transition agreement, and I think, did you want to present? And so we've agreed to their language as is presented.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Danny
Good
Gray.
evening.
I'm going to forget the address. Just will not. Thank you. 85 Spring Street.
Yada, yada.
So during Thursday's meeting, it was brought to your attention that the condition that the Planning Commission brought forward was not detailed. It was sort of vague. So the attorneys and I worked on the conditions, which I think you can see. But if you would like, I'm more than happy to read it out for you.
If you don't mind.
I do not mind at all.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is a condition for the Bob Arnold Hotel proposal. So the property owner shall facilitate the seamless transition of the current residents who choose to move out of the existing property to a new facility identified in Powder Springs. The property owner shall provide the residents with the following services/opportunities. Given the opportunity for all residents to move into the facility identified in Powder Springs to accommodate the current residents at rents that are equal to or less than rents currently being charged to the residents for at least 12 months. Identifying one or more senior living communities in the area with available space to accommodate the current residents at rents that are equal to or less rents currently being charged to the residents for at least 12 months. Provide that they accept this offer, the property owner will oversee and manage residents' physical relocation and will coordinate with the new facility/facilities and the residents and their families to ensure that the move is conducted efficiently and at no cost to the resident. And next one is overseeing and paying the out-of-pocket moving costs associated with relocating the residents to those communities which have been identified by the property owners or to other local facilities if the residents elect. And the last one, designating one or more people with responsibility for answering residents and/or family members questions about the closure of the current facility and with responsibility for the assisting them in a smooth transition to the new designated locations.
Thank you so much,
My pleasure.
Mr. Gray. And I'm sure that those are in here somewhere. Okay. I really, really appreciate you guys and y'all working together on this to come up with a solution for this item. I really, really appreciate that. I cannot say that enough. Madam Mayor, Council, do you guys have questions and things to add? For ease, I'm just going to start to my right here. Coach.
I just wanted to clear up, how many residents are there right now? I know I heard that number the other night.
If I remember correctly, it's 21.
21, and are all 21 moving to this new facility, or are some going to other places?
Some could choose to go to a different location within the area.
But wherever they go, the move is being paid for?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Anyone else? Madam Mayor?
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I just wanted to thank staff and the applicant for working together to try to have a win-win for this situation. We appreciate you all having empathy and grace with the people that are going to be there, that are going to be displaced, relocated, and having to financially take care of the move, as well as 12 months of their rent is a blessing. So thank you so much. Thank you for working with them. We appreciate that. That's all I had, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Anyone else? Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, I want to echo what the mayor said. That is not a common solution to this kind of situation. You don't see that happening very often in many places, so I think we should be very proud of this, the fact that we're getting, something that is, as the mayor called it, a win-win situation. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Well, if that is all, again, I really, really appreciate you guys putting your heads together and working on this one for us. But with that being said, I then will make a motion that we approve item number 26-077 with conditions attached. Does that work?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a motion to approve item 26-077. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. I had duly seconds. Who do we have? City Clerk. Who pushed the button?
We can't click on
Oh,
second
it's not
anymore.
working?
We can only click move, then it just spins.
Howard, Councilman Estes, you can have it.
We have a
I
motion
insist.
by the chair,
My
Councilmember
ward, so
Miller.
thank you.
In your ward, and then second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 26-077. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? If not, all those in favor of approving item 26-077 with the conditions that were read by Mr. Dana Gray, and a general consensus, does everyone, any other questions, comments, concerns outside of the conditions that were read? If not, all those in favor of approving 26-077 with the conditions that were read by Mr. Gray, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Just spin.
The ayes have it. 26-077 is unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
Our next item is item number 26-078. Says to consider a request, a request for a change in zoning from single-family residential detached to R5 single-family cottage residential district for 8 acres located on 6877 Upshaw Mill Road in Land Lot 18, District 1, Section 5, Parcel ID A015, application by DMV Construction. And Ms. Tubbs or Mr. Gray is going to go over this with us.
Yes. Again, this is a request to rezone from R2 to R5 for 30 units. And if you recall, on Thursday, we did put a rental cap of 20%, no more than 6 homes for this particular subdivision. And just to add to this, it has come to our attention that a council member would like to work with affordable housing entities, perhaps 2 to 3 homes in partnership with that entity that the developer would coordinate with. So with those 2 issues before you.
So, and my apologies, we're going to have to as Councilman Adams used to say, I think this one's going to be baptism by fire, because I just found out right before walking in here that we had some more questions. So I think we're just going to have to discuss this one out in real time and see what happens.
Yes, ma'am. I think it would be advantageous for potentially the applicant to come up. Myself and Mr. Gray did speak with the applicant in the hallway based on the desire to have affordable housing as a component of this development. And so the applicant can provide you information related to his willingness to support that effort.
Good afternoon, Tony Harris, 185 Whitetail Court, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30214. We are in agreement with the affordable housing, setting aside like 3 lots for affordable housing, because when we came to you, we want to do affordable housing anyway. We want to make it ownership, but we did do the concession of 20% for rentals, but we are in agreement with the affordable housing because that's our goal anyway. So we don't have any problem with it. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not even sure exactly what my question is at this moment, because if we're looking at this and saying, I know last week you said price points were going to be like around, I don't know, 280-ish, so we'll say like low threes.
Exactly.
Which is in this market every day very affordable. Mm-hmm. But I don't know like what are the options then, because when I was told that, and I understand that, like Councilman Caldwell wants to make sure that we have affordable options in his ward. So what does that look like? What are our options?
Well, it's without naming some of the affordable housing developers. I mean, I'm going to just throw out one. You have like Habitat that can come in and do affordable housing. There are others as well that can do affordable housing. And we are open to talking with them because they can show us something that we don't know to get to that affordability. So it's not that we definitely don't want anything to make the neighborhood less desirable, but if somebody can come in and say, well, okay, we can build this type of home with building, with different components or something, and your architect probably definitely understand what I'm saying. If they can show us that, that's fine with us. So we don't have a problem with setting some of these lots aside for affordable housing. At this particular time, I can't say who that affordable housing person will be, but we don't have a problem with it, if that answers your question. And whichever council member that wanted, maybe he or she can elaborate on what they would like to see.
Okay, because I'm concerned with as far as, like what is going into the actual agreement and what that looks like and what that language looks like. Ms. Frazier, can you help me?
Just to verify with either one of the attorneys, would it be problematic to include language in the ordinance that states very similar to HUD language that says something along the lines of it has to be 40% of area median income at the time? Because that's typically how HUD ranks affordability. They do it based on area median income.
Well, I've never seen that in a zoning ordinance per se. If the applicant's okay with that and agrees to it, you could give it a try. I just, affordable housing, it's like you say, it's a nebulous term, and it changes from year to year. What's affordable right now may be cheap 2 or 3 years from now. I mean, it's there are many factors in a deal like that you really can't control at the time you enact the ordinance.
And I would like to say something. And our goal is to not just be around here for this one project. We plan to do other stuff. So we want to work with you guys as a council. You know, it's hard to satisfy everybody, but we are trying our best to do that. You know, we don't want anybody to feel like, well, you know, I didn't get my part in or whatever. So we're trying.
We see that. I definitely appreciate that. I think it's just a matter of working out the details and making sure that everything is included in that agreement. So does that look like then an HOA with a rental cap plus a certain amount of homes that we would have to decide here as well, that would then be, would those lots then be sold off to like another third party?
If you did the language the way that I'm suggesting based on HUD language, say for instance 60% of AMI, that means that either they would have to enter into an agreement with a third party that constructs homes that build to area median income, like Habitat was mentioned, that's what Habitat does, or a community housing development organization entity, that they do those as well. So it would have to be one of those entities that would build that lot to be able to sell a home in that price range.
Okay. Someone help me here, because I'm just curious then, like, how do they walk away? Like, do you sell those lots to someone else? And then there's, I guess, like tax credits involved to help, like what?
If you did it with many of those entities, you sell them to those entities to build. For instance, Habitat, you'd sell it to Habitat and they build a home for Habitat.
And then the same zoning and UDO would be applied to the entire neighborhood, so they would all be similar, or?
Correct, nothing would change. They would have to meet those standards.
Okay. Coach.
If you're going to entertain that, you would have to make sure that, I assume you're going to put covenants on the property?
Yes. When we're working.
You'd have to make sure that your minimum square footage in the covenants wouldn't preclude an outfit like Habitat, because they generally don't build real big homes. That's why they're affordable.
Yes, sir. And we're actually working with another local PO Solutions. I don't know whether you know them. We're working with them as well to be the management company and help put all of this together. So we're trying to work with everybody we can here in Douglasville, so.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
There is also, I believe there's a program at Georgia Tech that's being started to emulate another program that was started at Auburn University a number of years ago called the Rural Studio, in which the architecture students actually design and help build houses for people at lower income levels. And it might be worth reaching out to Georgia Tech and see if that program is available in Douglas County, or if they're willing to come that far out. Okay. But it's actually it's been a very successful program at Auburn.
Okay.
And they literally are building houses that are works of art for half the market value or less.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, if you can give me the information.
I'll get you in contact with the professor, I think, who's in charge of that.
No problem.
Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm just looking, okay. I appreciate you all working with us. I don't want to change your vision for the subdivision that you want to build and the owner whose land it is. I've known, and I've been mayor for 11 years, and we've been trying to, in New Horizons, really bring the community, not just to have starter homes. And so I think this is part of that. This is not DCA housing. It's not HUD housing. So affordable is what the market says is affordable. And I think that's what you're bringing to us to build.
Yeah.
So I'm confused why we are changing the format of what you want to build and what the market will pay for, because all of the outside of Fowler Homes, I think, the senior one on Hospital Drive, the majority of HUD housing is in Ward 3. And that was something that the community kept saying, we don't, we want to have a variety and not have all of federal housing and workforce housing and low-income housing in the community. So it's not a DCA project, it's not a HUD project.
We were asked did we mind setting aside 3 of the lots for affordable housing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Madam
we were-
Chair,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
okay, so, okay, I'm confused, okay.
No, it's okay. I think Councilman Caldwell can help with that.
Yes, so I just want to offer some clarity and to, I guess, be able to bring this full circle. So as I mentioned, I'm certainly in favor of the lot. I'm sorry, of the development. I think it's very nice. But I'm also the councilman in an underserved area, where there's low income. And so my question was that in the midst of your development, not to change the scope of anything, but can we offer the affordability option? And so affordability is what it is at the time, unless your median income is $75,000 and there's a $300,000 development coming. That's not affordable. So I asked the question, I commend you all for saying that, hey, we're willing to work. So I think we're kind of getting off page with as if my ask is something that you're not willing to do, right? So you're saying that, hey, this is what we want to do. And so it's that for the need of the community or for the greater good, if this option is available, and staff has made the recommendation, it's that can we not move forward with the recommendations? It's not to hold you guys up with your project, et cetera, but it is at least to offer the additional option for affordability for a community where the income does not meet where you're pricing the houses. And so again, for someone who wants to do more business in the community, I commend you for saying, hey, listen, we want to move forward because we're going to work with you guys. But it's not to discount your design. It's that the standard is going to have to be met. So it's not that it's going to look any different. It's not that it's HUD housing because these are either maybe some for rent. The other would be purchased, but it would be purchased at a lesser rate based on the affiliation with Habitat for Humanity. So it's not that we're asking, hey, these are HUD homes, et cetera. I think you guys have made it clear that you want to be able to sell homes and offer this for the community. But in doing so, can we also offer the additional options to meet the needs of the community? And that's affordability. And so, yes, that may change based on the timing, but as it stands, the income hadn't really changed that much in that area. So if we're expecting it to change in the next 3, 4, 5 years, it's probably not. But what's going to happen is someone who is rooted in this community, what's going to happen is you're going to drive out your locals. And that's exactly what I'm trying to prevent. So if we can offer them another opportunity to live better and stay in their community, I would like for us to see us do that versus keep building houses that don't match the income level, which means that the people who move in, they're not going to be from Douglas, right? And so it's that if what we care about is the community that we serve, I think this is the best route to move forward with development. And I appreciate you all for extending the opportunity to say that I want to be able to grow in this community, but also meet the needs of the people.
If I can for a moment, I actually would like to pause this item and maybe give staff a moment to catch up and talk with you guys sidebar, if that's okay, and then we'll come back to this item because this was a very last minute conversation. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes, City Manager.
Yes, ma'am. If we can get, if you all can just continue to conduct your business under this section, then I'll work with Legal and Community Development and we'll come up with some language to propose to you all to take action on. If you give us about 10, 15 minutes.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, 'cause-
Gentlemen, I apologize.
No problem.
Thank you
No
for
problem. It's
working
fine.
with us on this. Okay, so we're going to pause item number 26-079, and we're going to move on to, is that right? No, we're going to, my apologies, it is Monday. We're going to pause on item number 26-078, and we're going to move on to item number 26-079 for a moment. And that is to consider a request for a special land use permit for mini warehouses and self-storage units for property zoned light industrial, being 3.106 acres located on Van Sant Road and Land Lot 903, District 18, Section 2, Parcel ID 0003, and a portion of Parcel ID 0006, application by Dixon Properties. Ms. Tubbs.
Good evening. We have no updates for this item.
Okay, I appreciate that. Is the applicant here, and did they have anything to add?
Yes,
Do they
they're
have any-
here. They're here.
Okay. Hey there, do you want to come down and give us your name and address for the record?
Good evening, Mike Forlaw, 8665 Baldwin Parkway, Douglasville. I don't have any updates either. The only thing that I'll say is, just to be clear, this isn't necessarily, mini warehouse may be a little deceiving. This is a climate-controlled storage facility with all of the architectural requirements that the city requires, brick, stone, concrete siding. So we've turned in elevations, we've turned in a site plan. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, thank you. I know we went over all of these last week with the indoor unit, the climate-controlled. Not many warehouses, that's just the classification of self-storage. Madam Mayor, Council, did we have any additional questions, comments, thoughts on this item? Okay. Because it is the type of self-storage I feel like we've been saying that we needed, and for some reason people keep having more stuff. With that being said, I make a motion then that we approve item number 26-079.
Thank you so much, Madam Chairman. We have a motion to approve item, 26-079. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved in second, moved by the chair, Councilmember Miller in, and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 26-079. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns from council? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 26-079 is unanimously approved. I'll move on to the next item.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay. Item number 26-080 says to consider a request for a variance from section 8.01 of the Unified Development Ordinance to reduce the required parking from 40 spaces to 30 spaces for 3.106 acres located on Van Sant Road and Land Lot 903, District 18, Section 2, Parcel ID 0003, and a portion of ID 0006. Application by Dixon Properties. Ms. Tubbs.
There's no updates to this item. Just kind of want to mention that this item is in correspondence with the prior item. It's just to reduce the parking for less parking on the property.
Right, which if there's anywhere that we're going to reduce parking for, this makes sense. They'll still have the parking, adequate parking out front for loading and the other parking as well, so, okay. Madam Mayor, Council, thoughts, questions, concerns? Okay. That being said, I make a motion that we approve item number 26-080.
Thank you so much, Madam Chairman. I have a motion to approve. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Estes. It's been properly moved by Chairwoman Miller in, and second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 26-080. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item D is approved, which is 26-080.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Congratulations.
Okay. Are we ready to go back, or, okay? Let's circle back then to item number 26-078. Yes, I sure did. Both of them. That way for some reason. Okay, so in considering the request for a change in zoning from R2 to R5 on 8 acres located at 6877 Upshaw Mill Road in Land Law 18, District 1, Section 5, Parcel ID A015, application by DMV Construction. Who can tell me what's going on?
After speaking with the applicant to give some clarity and flexibility to them and working with various entities on being able to provide affordability in the neighborhood, staff's recommendation is to put language in the ordinance that says 3 lots will be set aside for the developer to work with community development housing agencies and entities to provide affordability, to provide affordable housing in the neighborhood. That gives them the flexibility to work with any community development housing organization that's out there, including banks, including the state of Georgia, anybody who participates in those types of programs.
Okay.
And that's 10%.
10%.
That's a
yes, ma'am.
tithe, okay.
So you've got a 20% rental cap, a 10% allowance to go to a third party that can help mitigate the price points on the homes. Okay. Madam Mayor and Council, do we have any additional thoughts and questions on this? Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Madam Chairman. Thoughts and questions, and Councilmember Caldwell, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I understand where you're coming from. We don't want gentrification and have people move out of the community that want to be able to stay and have affordable housing. I was just regurgitating what the comments were generally, that we were trying to make the city of Douglasville look like the city of Douglasville everywhere and not have pockets. Of course, every neighborhood has their own unique characteristics, but not to have a particular starter homes just in one part of the city of Douglasville. So, but I think that's wonderful that 20% rental, that was something that was brought forth especially by Chicago Park, because in that subdivision there were a lot of America home for rent, so the homeowners had a lot of people renting, so that's great for us to have that 20% cap on rental properties, and the 6% or 10%, which is a tithe of the 30 homes, to be 3 set aside for specialty for workforce housing. So we appreciate that because we do know it's a need. But we're excited to have market housing as well and affordability for the market. So thank you all for working with us, and thank you for the comments. Hopefully we have another win-win. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I know
welcome.
that was a lot to work on and a lot of moving pieces, like I said. I, for one, heavily believe in home ownership. That's how you build generational wealth. That's very important. So I really appreciate you guys working with us on that rental cap, but also offering another layer of home ownership to the community. And on a short notice, might I add, that was pretty special. Anyone else?
Just lastly, just want to just make a last comment. Again, I do apologize for dear to me, and certainly just wanted to address. So if it inconvenienced anyone, I do apologize, but I won't, certainly apologize for fighting for my ward. And to the mayor, certainly didn't take it as being disrespectful, but, I think we're all passionate about, certain things. And so for me, it's that if we can get a win-win, then why not ask? And so if it inconveniences the council just a little bit, I get it, but hey, it's not the worst thing that could happen. And so here it is, we came to a resolution, and so now we can all move forward. So thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right. With that being said, I would like to make a motion that we approve item number 26-078 with all of the conditions that have just been read off attached.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I have a motion to approve item 26-078 with the special stipulations that were entered into the record by the chair, applicant, and staff, which is 20% rental cap and 3 homes, 10% for workforce housing, with entities within the community. So I have a motion to approve with those special stipulations. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Davis. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 26-078 with special stipulations that were already entered into the record. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns from council members? Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 26-078 is approved unanimously with the special stipulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
gentlemen.
Okay.
Item number 26-101 says to consider a request for a variance from section 3.07.c of the UDO to reduce the required 60% of rear-facing garages and to increase the required 40% of front-facing garages for property located at 8763 Elma Street in Land Lot 22, District 1, Section 5, Parcel ID B009, application by Stonewall Builders LLC. Ms. Tubbs is going to go over this with us. But before you do, I would just like to say for full transparency, one of the developers within this group did contribute to my campaign last year. So therefore, because this is in my backyard, this is in my ward, these are my residents, I am going to stay along for the conversation, but then I'm going to step out for the vote.
All righty.
Ms. Tubbs, I'm sorry, yes.
No, you're fine. Thank you. I don't have any additional updates for this item, just that the variance is being proposed due to topography that now includes a retaining wall. So the variance is being requested to remove, to change lots 11 through 15 from rear facing to front facing. So to give the development a total of 10 front facing homes and 5 rear facing homes, which is why we need to decrease and increase the percentages in a R5 zone.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Tell me one more time. So how many, it's a total of 5 that would be changing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I had my numbers correct in my head. And again, I know that we talked about this from every angle last week, and I feel like they've done everything that they could and looked at it from every lens and every angle to see if there was another method to do this. And it's something that's been talked about in the neighborhood for a long, long time as far as what's going to happen. As someone who has lived in the downtown for, I don't know, 20-something years now, I can appreciate builders who are part of the community, and I know that they will build with care and with love. But with that said, Madam Mayor, Council, do you guys have questions or thoughts of Ms. Tubbs or the applicant?
Just a comment. Thank Ms. Tubbs, thank staff and the applicant as well, trying to make it work. I understand sometimes the topography and how the lots are set up, you can't really do what you need to do. I think it gives us, the whole subdivision isn't that way, so it just gives people an option. And I think the market will determine whether they'll purchase the home or not. I think they'll purchase them. They're nice, they look good from before. So thanks so much. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you for that, Madam Mayor. Was there anyone else that had a question, thought? Did you have any questions of the applicant? Okay. With that being said, I'm going to step out and let my vice chair handle this.
Okay. Vice Chair is Councilmember Watts.
Okay. While Councilwoman Miller is leaving, this is your last chance. Any comments? Okay. So with all that being said, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 26-101.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chair. I have a motion to approve item 26-101 with the changes to the 5 lots and what was previously discussed. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. I had a dueling second. Who do we get? Hudson or Estes? Okay, second by Mr. Estes. He was trying to beat the person to his ward. So it's been moved by Vice Chair Watson, second by Councilmember Estes to approve item 26-101 with the changes that were mentioned. Do we have any additional comments, questions, or concerns from council? No. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. One abstention. So the majority rules item 26-101 is approved with the changes that were mentioned with one abstention. So this item by majority is approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're
And,
welcome.
I guess
You can keep on
somebody could step
handling.
out and invite Councilwoman Miller
Want to
back
come
into
back?
the room. We are on our last item here. When she gets down here, she'll read it off and we'll move right along. Huh?
Okay. Coach, thank you for handling that. This last item right here, it says item number 26-105. Consider whether to accept the petition of We Partner Group LLC and HRC Engineers to annex 9.32 acres of land located at 3154 Bright Star Road in land lot 131, District 2, Section 5, parcel ID 0077, Douglas County, Georgia, into the city limits of the city of Douglasville. Mr. Gray.
Okay, this is a request for an annexation, but this is actually a request for you all to either vote yea or nay to move this application to the county for their 45-day review.
Thank you so much for that. I feel like we kind of went over this a bit last week. Before the applicant comes down, Madam Mayor, Council, did you guys have questions of Mr. Gray? No?
I just clarify for folks like me that need to hear it twice. Just allowing this petition to go forward does not hold us to anything, whether down the line, correct?
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with that being said, if the applicant would like to come down and provide any updates for us. Mr. Gray, don't go far. We'll probably have more questions for you too. I don't know.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Aaron McCullough, HRC Engineers, 6554 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134. At this time, there are no further updates from our work session meeting last Thursday, but if the council has had time to ponder or come up with additional questions, I am more than happy to answer those at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Appreciate that. Madam Mayor, Council, do you guys have questions of Mr. McCullough? No? Okay, I think I have a question of staff. So this is that 45-day review. If we were to say yes, okay, then it starts that review process that then goes to the county, that then they say yay or nay. If they say nay, does that mean like it was before, like last year?
Mr. Gray is going to explain the steps that will be taken.
So you are correct. They have 45 days and they can say no, which we experienced with the Malone Road project.
Okay.
However, that went into kind of a stalemate because we did not have an arbitrator present at that time. So if we do have one, then it would move a little faster in that. If they do say yes, then the applicant will come forward with the annexation application along with the rezoning.
Okay. So then, I guess my next question would be, hold on, is this, Mayor Pro Tem, this is in your ward, right?
No, I believe it's in yours now. It
Oh,
would have been my
So then
ward.
this would come over to us, okay.
Bright Star.
But yet it backs up to your ward.
It does.
So you've got a lot of commercial, you've got dense housing over there already, it would back up to it. But does it make sense to us, and is this something that you guys are open to?
I think that, well, I'll only express I haven't really surveyed the neighborhood yet on this issue. I don't think many are aware of it. I think there is a bit of a contrast in density between this and the surrounding areas. I think that might become a bit of an issue with some of the neighbors. I'm not going to use the C word in this case, but I'll just say that there's a lot of traffic coming out onto one entrance, coming and going from one entrance into this neighborhood. So there may be, I think folks may want to seek some consideration on the total number of units that are being squeezed into this particular amount of property. I think that's, based on my experience, I think those are the issues that will be most likely brought up by the neighbors. But that being said, most of the neighbors in this property are actually in the county, so.
So if I turn this back on, and a lot of your neighbors right there on Douglas Boulevard are probably going to be at the senior housing as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you butt up to the bowling alley.
Yeah, I don't think the bowling alley cares.
The skate, is it the
It
bowl?
would
Yeah, it's a
probably
bowling.
help
Thunder
the
Zone.
bowling alley. You'd have more people
If
there.
anything, they'll probably
Yep.
be mostly in favor because there'll be a lot more potential
Thank you.
customers for them, so.
Coach.
I just would like to point out that if the county were to agree to allow them to come back to us to request annexation, and then along with that item, another item about rezoning, that we would have lots of time to kick around, that property and what they want to do there.
So I was going to provide that information that if they are approved, they do have the right to move forward with the applications. And during that time, we can see if the applicant wants to work with us based on the findings from the community or based on your review of the proposal.
I mean, it's, if this is whether or not we mind them going to the county and saying, hey, we want to annex, and then they got to make a decision. We got plenty of time.
Kind of feels like starting a fight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Madam Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Gray. So the 9.32 acres off of Bright Star, how many, it looks, I'm looking at how many units?
67.
67
Yes.
on 9 acres. So if we do say yes to go forward, essentially we're saying yes to the zoning. I mean, we're saying yes, even though it's 45 days and they come back, it's not like, if we say yes, we're saying.
Say yes, then it starts that 45-day process. If it makes it through that process, then it would come back to us for annexation and rezoning.
So that's what I'm saying. So if we say yes now, then it's coming back with 67 units on 9 acres.
Correct.
So in a sense, you're doing a light review for it to go forward to the county. If the county says yes, then you can dive deeper into the project and see what fits best from there. So it's almost like you're giving an option. Yes, we can see this come our way, but let's take time to discuss prior to the annexation of zoning or during, leading up to that date where it'll be reviewed by you all, that you have enough time to come together and review that and hopefully work with the director if you do not see fit for 67 homes or whatever else comes up.
Yeah, because I see a lot of problematic with how we're moving with our comprehensive plan, what we've looked at in other subdivisions with this one way in, one way out, with this many units coming out on a busy road, Bright Star Road. It's a lot of density, and I guess my question to the applicant last Thursday was, why don't you do this in the county? It's probably because of density. So, and making money at the bottom line. So a subdivision could be built in the county with homes, it just wouldn't be as many. So,
And the second part would be during that rezoning process, the community, because it would be a public meeting, the community can weigh in and you can get the
some concessions or.
based on what the community has to say.
Yes, sir. Okay. I'm just trying to have our eyes open when we make the decision.
Absolutely. No,
Thank you.
That's exactly what we're supposed to do right now. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Anyone else? No? Okay. I can't, no, Councilman Estes, I'm sorry. If you were waving a minute ago, I just didn't see you.
No comment. I just want to clarify. It seems to me that what we are considering today is whether or not to accept the petition. Any discussion further is for a later date. So to me, that is the only issue we need to worry about. Assuming we accept it and the county sends it back to us with an okay, then we get into the weeds. Thank you.
And thank you for keeping us on track. I just simply wanted to go ahead and make sure that this was something that we wanted to do because of what happened last time. That is all. Okay, but with that being said, do what?
I apologize, just to add to your point, Councilwoman Miller, Madam Chair, I guess no objection to what kind of staff recommended. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. No, you're good. So let's just see what happens then. With all that being said, I make a motion then that we approve item number 26-105.
Thank you so much, Madam Chairman. I have a motion to approve item 26-105. We've had some dialogue. Any other concerns, comments, or conversation as relates to this item from council? I don't see any. I have a motion to approve. May I have a second, please? Second. Thank you, Councilmember Watts. It's been properly moved by the chair, Councilmember Miller N., and second by Councilmember Watts to approve item 26-105. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item F is unanimously approved, 26-105.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
That is all that we have this evening for planning and development.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to the applicant. We'll move on then. You have the next committee, Public Improvement and Beautification Committee, chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Yes, ma'am. We have no business this evening for public improvement and beautification.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll move on then to item 15, Public Relations Committee, chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No business at this time, thank you.
You're welcome, Councilman Davis. Public Safety Committee, chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have
welcome.
one item this evening.
Yes, sir.
Item 26-082. Hold a public hearing to consider a request for an alcoholic beverage license for the retail package sale of wine and malt beverages at the following establishment. Proposed licensee, Stead Rock Properties LLC, DBA Street Corner Urban Market at 1851 Market Street, Douglasville 30135. Proposed agent outlet manager Corey Miller, and the required fees have been paid to the Finance Department. Mr. Miller, do you have anything new to report before we have a public hearing?
No, sir.
How was the soft opening over the weekend?
It was fantastic.
Okay.
We had a lot of people come out from the neighborhood, the apartment complex, Tributary, and give a lot of great support. So it was fantastic.
Good to hear.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions of the applicant before we open up public? Yes, Madam Mayor.
I do. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations on the opening. I'm sorry I missed it. I was stuffing eggs for the Easter egg hunt at church. So I wanted to come by, but I did hear that there were good comments. I sent a couple of folks from the community that went by, and they said it was really nice. So congratulations. I think we did go over his experience with, but I can't remember. I know we didn't have, this is a new applicant, so we don't have anything from the police department. But the experience for checking ID, I think you said you had a machine or you had some special training. Could you mention that to me again? I apologize.
Yes, ma'am. The way our POS system is set up, a point of sale system is set up, that you must scan the ID.
Okay.
And we disabled, there's a feature where if somebody, if you think they're 30 or older or over, you can override that. And I disabled that. So the only way we can make that sale is with scanning an ID.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you bringing that to my remembrance. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
And Councilman Davis.
Okay, thanks again, and I really enjoyed the soft opening. We had a conversation, so you know what our next move would be.
Yes, sir.
And location.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
It was the first thing he told me when we got here tonight. So thank you, Mr. Miller. And now we will
Quick question.
Oh, sure.
I had a quick question. I was just curious about that system you use. So when you scan an ID, and does it store that person's ID so that the next time they come in, they still, every time they come in and purchase, they have to be scanned every single time?
Every time they come in, they must scan.
Even the same person?
Yes. So today we had, for instance, we had somebody come in and they brought a pack of cigarettes. Then they came back again and brought another pack of cigarettes. Every time, and it was within a 5-minute time lapse. Every time you make a purchase, you must scan your ID.
Gotcha. Okay. Curious. Thank you.
Yes,
And it do works here. I saw it yesterday.
Okay, so now we will open a public hearing for this item. We will have a total of 20 minutes for everyone to speak, 5 minutes per person. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to this item? Okay, seeing nobody. Anybody here to speak in favor of this item? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. And I would like to make a motion to approve item 26-082.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to approve item 26-082. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. It's been properly moved by the chair, Councilman Estes, and second by Mayor Pro Tem Miller to approve item 26-082. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. 26-082 is unanimously approved. Congratulations.
And Madam Mayor, that is all we have tonight for the Public Safety Committee.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We have two more committees, Recreation, Culture, and Tourism, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight. Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you, sir. Committee, chaired by Councilmember Devitrion Caldwell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under Technology Committee tonight.
Thank you, sir. I fibbed. We have one more, Transportation Committee, chaired by Councilmember Elena Hudson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Transportation Committee this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Do we have any other business to come before council tonight from council members? Okay. We do have a concert this weekend on Saturday, El DeBarge at the amphitheater. And for citizens who have been asking me, the Eventbrite, if you had tickets previously, you can go to Eventbrite and you can pull your tickets down, and those tickets are still good. So if you go there, my daughter tested it, and you put in your information, it'll give you your tickets that you've already had from last year. This is one of the concerts that was rained out last year, so we brought this artist back. But we do have standby. City Manager, is that correct? Is that the proper term?
I will allow someone who works in that department, Mayor, to come and give that report.
They were trying to tell me.
Ms. Jackson.
Okay. I know, because I've been getting a lot of calls about this particular concert, and I don't have any more.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Chelsea Jackson, 6758 Spring Street. I may be incorrect on that one, but just to give you an update regarding that. So what usually happens is we have a staff person on Saturday that will monitor how many ticket sales we have. Visuals that your tickets do not guarantee your entry, because we do have to ensure that we have proper protocol as it relates to just having enough individuals in that capacity and at the town green. So usually what happens is if we see that the capacity is not getting to a certain level by a certain time, we will allow individuals in through those gates that they're allowed through if they're just, standing around and waiting. And we do have sometimes individuals that will wait around and stand to see if we haven't reached capacity that they can come in.
Okay. Now, Ms. Johnson or Samantha Rosado, there is a list of standby people, right? That
Yes.
we call.
Yes, ma'am. So there's a wait list.
A wait list. There you go. I said
yes.
standby. It's a wait list.
After the tickets sell out, 500 people go onto a wait list. So when someone cancels, I actually got an email 5 minutes ago, someone canceled, and someone automatically from that wait list picked up that ticket. So we do have 500 people on the wait list, and when somebody cancels, it automatically sends it to the next person on that wait list that's waiting.
Okay, so they don't have to, it's not like we're going to the theater and you standing by wait to come in. This wait list is, if someone's canceled, they'll automatically be made aware of by Eventbrite that they're the next person in the queue and that they can pull down tickets.
Yes, ma'am, and my apologies, I misunderstood. There are two types, so we do have a wait list, but yes, ma'am, if we do have individuals that are standing outside or sitting outside, we do allow them to come in once we get to a certain time.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes,
Hopefully, I didn't confuse everyone. So the concert is this Saturday. Tickets are already, they're honored, the ones that were here from last year. There's a wait list of 500 people. If someone cancels and can't make it, they're out of town, that person that's on the wait list will be notified that they can pull those tickets down. If not, people are on a standby, and if everyone doesn't fill up on that day, they can come in. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yay! Thank you so much. Now, another question that was posed to me, City Manager, I think I brought it up last year, but it might be something with the rights or something to RCS for those concerts to be re-televised on City TV, or to be like Gladys Knight, Robin Thicke, Leanne Rimes, whomever, the old concerts that were held at the city to be re-televised at another time or be on City TV. I don't know, and someone asked me that question. If they missed the concert this time, are we going to show the concert at another time?
I'm going to say the answer is no, and Ms. Jackson will explain why.
Okay, I thought it was something copyright, or I don't know, but, so I
Yes,
can tell
ma'am.
them no if you tell me.
You are correct. So copyrights, as well as the individual agreements that we sign with each artist, has certain stipulations that state that we cannot re-show those events just because of, like you said, copyright, but also just the artists and what they have detailed in their agreements.
Okay, I'll tell them no. All right, thank you. They think it's like a football game. You know how DC played and they won the championship and you play the game over again? I don't know. But thank you so much. I'll be able to have an articulate answer. Oh, any other business? If not, then we'll move on to updates from our city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Joe Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Colonel Dotson. Staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Attorney Jordan. Our Deputy Chief of Police, J.R. Davison.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. From the Police Department, our City Manager, Ms. Marcia Frazier.
Yes, ma'am. I do have an executive session to discuss a personnel matter, your annual staff evaluations. I won't take that long, so if you all want to push through, I'll have y'all done in 15 minutes.
Okay, they may have to take a quick break, but we'll see. Okay. All right, thank you so much, City Manager. If you sustain the meeting and you'd like to speak to us as comments from citizens and delegates, please come forward, give us your name and address for the record, and we love to hear from you. We have 5 minutes to talk to us about any business germane to the city of Douglasville. Good evening. Yes, ma'am.
7051 Pinecrest Drive.
Pinecrest, say your name again.
Gloria Hill.
Miss Hill. Okay, Miss.
And I'm Cindy Shaw,
Miss
7054
Shaw. Yes, ma'am.
Pinecrest Drive.
And Pinecrest. All right. Thank you all.
We're coming back for the third time about Pinecrest Drive. We just had an incident at their house on, was it Friday night? With speeders continue to drive down there like they're at the Indianapolis 500. This is 25 mile per hour speed limit on
We
that
did
street.
get the new
You got the
speeding
sign.
signs. Thank you very much for that. We did get those. We need speed breakers bad,
Yes,
y'all.
we do.
Bad. Somebody came through there Friday night. We've got it on the video. Didn't even stop on Whitley at the stop sign. And at our house, we had a brick mailbox, being the operative word, as tall as me and this broad. It's gone.
Oh, no.
It's
They
completely
demolished it.
It's gone. That, along with the holly bushes that were next to it, and the holly bushes are really the only thing, and the mailbox that stopped it from tearing down the telephone pole.
Oh, my
that
goodness.
it was
right up against.
Yes, ma'am.
Car was totally totaled. But I guess we'll get some type of break this week because it's spring break. And it's like every morning between 7:10 and 7:50, it's like a racetrack. And between 3:15 to 4 o'clock, another racetrack. They constantly travel that road like, her sister was hit by a car walking her dog.
Yeah.
Now, this is another incident where their mailbox was demolished. I am afraid to let my grandkids play because I don't know when a car is going to spin out of control. We have cameras on both sides, each driveway, and we can just sit there and look, and they don't even stop at that stop sign on Whitley to turn on Pinecrest. It's just like a road stop, and they floor it.
And we're in the middle of the block. I mean, we're nowhere near really the stop sign up there. We're in the middle of the block on down.
But you can look at the video that my Ring camera picked up. This car, like it was going like 40, 50 miles per hour just on that little short stop there. And they floored it, and they just hit that mailbox like head on.
It was brick and concrete. They couldn't have been
Yes.
going 25 miles an hour
No.
and completely destroyed that mailbox.
You can see on both cameras from the first driveway how they just missed a stop there, turning from Whitley to Pinecrest. And my other camera, front cameras, picked it up where it just demolished the mailbox.
And if y'all ever seen the cleaner, y'all know us two old women had to get out there the next day and pick all that brick up by ourselves.
Well, we're so
We
sorry.
need help. We need help.
Whitley and Pinecrest need speed breakers because they won't slow down on Whitley for that stop sign. And they come around on two wheels and it's dangerous also as well because the track team from the high school runs there every day when they're in school. And somebody's gonna take out a tracker one day.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we're sorry. Of course, people speed all over. We've tried. We've had the police department put the indicator that shows when people are speeding to try to slow them down. The sign has been posted to reduce the speed. And I don't know, the police department, our next stop for speed humps or breakers. I know we put.
We understood something about the city manager having to talk to somebody else about getting speed breakers.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was going to have.
We
city
had to do a
manager.
traffic study in order to install the speed breaker, so that's been done. So I'm looking back here to my two public service staff members. So Pinecrest is on the repaving list. Is that correct, Todd, or are we adding it?
Is on the next one, unless we need to.
Yeah, so what we can do, I mean, it's council's pleasure if you want to move this street up, but that makes the most sense when you're starting to add speed breakers. But we will be coming back before you with that study to let you know how many speed breakers are recommended and the cost to install those. And you'll have that option at that time whether or not you want to add this, move that street up in this current list, or do you want to have it in its normal scheduled rotation?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
I
you,
know
Ms.
we had
Frazier.
an issue, I'm thinking, I can't remember the name of the street, but it's where the police public house is off of Strickland.
Huey, maybe?
Hollis.
Hollis.
On Hollis Street, that people were speeding and we were able, I don't know the process, but because there were issues like this, that we were able to get the speed breakers. But we did have to talk to the neighbors as well.
And now on Hollis Street, I think we just added those. And Pinecrest, you all told us to move forward with the study, so we've done that portion of it. That's required.
Yes, ma'am.
So the next step is to decide timing and funding.
Okay. So
I've
we're
even
moving
invited
forward.
the officers to come sit in my yard. I have 2 driveways. They can come sit there. You can meet your quota and get write a lot of tickets. But yeah,
Ma'am, so.
you're invited.
Unfortunately, I don't
my
think
driveway.
that we can legally do that, but do we have an idea when we'll be seeing those paving schedules so that we could make a
Our
determination
budget
on that?
hearings, I think, City Manager.
We can present that. We have your budget meetings coming up. Todd, Corey, can you all put that on the list to add? I mean, it's not currently programmed in, but we can always go ahead and add it. I think we do have some money left over in our SPOS program so that we can add that as a component of SPOS funding. when we present that to you all. And the deputy chief was prepared to address radar on that street.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so there's restrictions imposed by the state. So the roads have to be a certain length, there has to be a certain line of sight. And like this has been brought up, this is a cut-through road. And there's going to be new people driving, new teenagers all the time. So I don't think even if we sat there regularly, it's really going to make an impact because there's going to be every year new drivers that come through there using it as a cut-through.
But Deputy Chief, we have had radar there.
We're not allowed to use radar to write citations.
Oh, I see. Yes, Councilman Watson and Councilmember Hudson.
Can we get the school system, since most of the speeders, probably not all, I'm sure, but certain times of day you're describing is probably the school system working with us to where if they put the word out, if you get a speeding ticket, even though we're not writing any, you're going to lose your driving privileges. I don't know. I just, when I say driving privileges, parking privileges on campus, because they do. I run on that road myself at times, and people do drive quite fast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can
Councilmember
have a
Hudson, and then
conversation.
we'll have City Manager respond.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you all for coming to speak with us this evening. I totally hear your concerns, and to City Manager's point, I'm definitely in favor of looking at this traffic study and seeing what we are able to do to hopefully remedy this situation for you all. And I'm sorry you to come here today. I'm sorry for any safety issues that may have been posed on you, because I definitely understand wanting to feel safe in your community and want to be able to go run around and, do your thing in your yard. So thank you for bringing this to our attention and for giving us the opportunity to get this hopefully rectified for you all. Thank you. I yield.
We would like to say thank you. We've seen a decrease in the number of guys that were coming through.
Oh, absolutely.
And all that we
Yeah.
complained about at one City Hall. So
Thank
we have
you.
seen improvements. Thank you very much.
Any other comments from council members? Thank you all so much for coming out. Now, did you tell the insurance company how you going to get your mailbox fixed?
The mailman said today he'd just bring it up to the door and
Oh, my goodness.
But the girl, we don't know who was driving, but it wasn't their car, it was her mother's car.
They okay? You need a police report?
He said we would be online or something.
Oh, okay. So you did, but you called them.
As far as I know, there was no checking for being impaired. I didn't see any kind of breathalyzer test or any kind of blood drawn or anything for maybe being under the influence of anything. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
They may have done it and I didn't see it, but it didn't appear that anything was done to check to see if they were impaired or not.
Yeah, this could have been inexperienced drivers losing control, young drivers. But thank you so much. Hopefully, everything is going to turn out well. You see that we're working on it and we're willing to move forward because we realize this is a safety issue and we want to keep you all safe.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Yes, ma'am. Any other comments from citizens and delegates? Fire Chief is here. Dr. Allen, do you have anything? Thank you so much, Chief Allen. If we don't have any other comments, I will open the floor for a motion to adjourn into executive session after a brief recess
So
for the
moved.
purpose of discussing a personnel matter.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Tessis. May I have a second, please? Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to adjourn into executive session for the purposes of discussing a personnel matter after a brief recess. If we don't have any comments or concerns, all those in favor of approving item 26-075, yes, 075, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We are in executive session to discuss a personnel matter after a brief recess. So 26076 is unanimously approved. We're in executive session after a brief recess.